Hey everybody, it's Jim with Starforge Sabers. Coming at you live to do our yearly Christmas Eve live stream. Uh, just trying to give everybody a little bit of fun with the night while we ring in our new sale. If you're asking what I'm doing right now, I'm sharing this to a bunch of the groups that we're a part of, just so that anyone who wants to join us can join us. We're going to start everything here in a little few seconds. So we got a couple of cool things that we're doing tonight. The first one is we're ringing in our new sale. And the second one is that we're going to be doing a reading of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Now, some people asked me personally why we're doing this. And the reason is because I used to do this every year as a certain character and decided that because I wasn't able to do that character anymore because of moving to a new area, we decided to uh, bring this video version of it to the internet so that we could do everything based on just giving it back to the people and kind of hoping everyone joins us for a little holiday tradition. So we have our 'Twas the Night Before Christmas book. And because we're doing this through StreamYard, Facebook's little issue of making everything look backwards with the writing is not happening. So as you guys can see, we're wearing our special gear for it. We got the Baby Yoda, in his Santa garb. Next year, I kind of hope we do. I do have my actual traditional costume, and some of you are asking, yeah, I do mean that one. So we're gonna give it a little bit of time before we start this because it is just a little bit. So if some of you are asking, have some time before everything and actually have some ingredients, we're going to do a quick little ingredient rundown of one of the best hot chocolates you will ever have before we start this. Some of you may or may not know, I used to be a fairly decent chef, and I used to be someone who worked in a 5-star resort. Being as that is the case, I was pretty good at throwing together a recipe or two. So if you have a pen and paper, this is what you're going to need. You're going to need 3 different types of cocoa powder. The ones I usually use are Ghirardelli cocoa, Ghirardelli Dutch cocoa, and Toll House cocoa. You're going to need either stevia or sugar, and you're going to need a cup of heavy cream, a cup of milk, and a second smaller amount of heavy cream, as well as a pinch of salt and a drop or 2 of vanilla extract. I recommend pure vanilla, but if you only have, the imitation, that works too. There's nothing wrong with either of those items. So what you're going to do is, I know a lot of people are a little not great with the whole powdery, lumpy stuff of chocolate at the bottom of a cup of hot chocolate. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your 3 cocoa powders and you're going to put a tablespoon of each into a bowl. You're going to put 3 tablespoons of whatever sweetener you're using, either stevia or sugar. You're going to take the little bit of extra, which is about 1/3 of a cup to 1/2 a cup of heavy cream, and you're going to mix all 3 of those ingredients together with the heavy cream to create kind of like a pudding or a gelatin with the heavy cream and the hot chocolate mix. What this does is it eliminates all of that disgusting stuff underneath the bottom of the cup. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take heavy cream, 1 cup of heavy cream, 1 cup of milk, put it in a pan on the stove, and you're going to bring it to a warm temperature, not too hot. Now, while that's coming to temperature, you can do this as an optional, which I recommend doing. So what you have with the cocoa powder, heavy cream, sugar, or stevia mixture is great for an initial hot chocolate. If you want it to be extra hot or extra chocolatey, not too hot, you're going to take either semi-sweet morsels or some form of meltable chocolate, and you're going to add it to the milk and heavy cream on the stove. And you're going to just mix that slowly until it all mixes into the actual hot chocolate mixture. And then when that's all melted, you're going to add the jello, the pudding-like substance that you have from mixing the hot cocoa with the sugar and the stevia and all that. And you're going to add that to the stove, and you're going to keep that nice and warm. You're going to keep it kind of not boiling because you don't want to scald anything, but you don't want it to be cold. And you're going to stir that around. And if you really want to go for the gold with the chocolate, what you're going to do is you're going to slightly open up your whisk, and you're going to take a Lindor truffle and put it inside the whisk, letting all the prongs seal back up. And then you're going to whisk until the Lindor truffle dissolves into the hot cocoa mix. You're going to add a few drops of the vanilla, a pinch of the salt, and then you're going to spoon into a couple of appropriate glasses. Now, this usually makes about enough for 2 8 to 10 ounce hot chocolates, depending on how heavy you went with the heavy cream and the milk mixture. This is an amazing flavor, an amazing hot chocolate. I will warn you, if you leave it out, it does have a tendency to stiffen back up, and it can be revived just by putting it back on the stove and warming it back up very slowly. But if you're drinking it and you have it in your cup, you're not going to want to let it cool down. You're going to want to drink it immediately. And the best part of all is this, unlike things like Swiss Miss and the other styles of hot chocolate where it uses water, you're not going to scald your tongue with it, and you're going to be able to taste every drop of how chocolatey it is. It is absolutely fantastic. My fiance Ashley and I drink a cup of this every night this week, and it's absolutely amazing. And if you're like me and you're diabetic, replacing the sugar with the stevia means you're in a pretty good position to not have to worry about this being not diabetic friendly, because you're not using a lot of sugary chocolate. You're using cocoa powder, which is usually used in baking. It usually has to have sugar added to it. And that cocoa powder then is very bitter if you don't have that. So it is very good. It's diabetic friendly. So we're going to get started here on the reading in about 5 minutes. When it hits 8:20, we're going to start on the reading. And I want to thank everybody for the year we've had. We've had an amazing year. It has been absolutely fantastic seeing everybody involved. And hold on one moment. I'm just checking yeah, okay. So what we're going to be doing tonight, it was 2 things. We're ringing in the Christmas sale, which is at midnight tonight, going through till the 26th. We're going to be going online for a sale that we're having. It's going to be 25% off all savers on the site, except for the Youngling mystery boxes, because they are already at $65, which is pretty good for the Youngling mystery boxes. We are not going to be unavailable We're going to be available throughout the day if you have any questions or concerns. If you've bought from us and you have a question or a concern and you message us tomorrow, we will respond. It may take a few minutes. We might be with, a few minutes indisposed, but we will eventually respond to you within a few minutes to an hour or so. We are very dedicated to the fact that you guys are important. Wouldn't be where we are without everyone who has purchased from us and supported us for the last year. And it has been a crazy year ever since we got cleared to do more. It's been a crazy year ever since they lifted all the the restrictions and everything from the pandemic. We've been kind of gung-ho on getting to as many conventions as possible. We got to, I think, 6 last year, and we're going to be increasing that number this year. This year, we're going to be doing, I think we're probably trying to do 10 or 11. We, unfortunately, were not able to get to Saratoga because their vendor space sold out very quickly from last year's vendors. So as much as we want to be there with you guys in Saratoga, unfortunately, the vendor spaces were sold out very quickly, and we didn't have an ability to book one. So our first convention will be in April. We love the fact that there's so many people who are interested in getting us to conventions. So we're going to go over quickly before we start everything, a list of the conventions we've got booked so far and what we will probably be booking. So we have Vermont Sci-Fi Fantasy Expo in April on the 29th and 30th. In May, we don't have anything booked as of yet. If you guys know of one within New York, Vermont, or New Hampshire, we would be very interested in knowing anything about those. Because if there is one in May that we need to check out and we should contact, we're definitely going to do it. In June, okay, this is the start of the craziest couple months that we have. June, we have NocoCon, who we are absolutely ecstatic to go to. We cannot wait to be at NocoCon this year because so much stuff is happening. We can't give you guys any information about what's happening, but it's getting big, and we're getting a lot of exciting stuff happening for NocoCon. We have Rail City Fan Fest happening about 2 weeks out from NocoCon. I think it's June 24th, 25th, which we're super excited to be a part of Rail City. It's going to be our first year at Rail City Fan Fest, and the really cool thing is we're really close to it. So, we have some kind of real opportunity to bring some cool stuff that we don't normally bring to conventions farther away from us. The July 8th and 9th or 7th and 8th, we have Electric City down in Albany. We are super excited about that. And then I think on July 23rd, there's one that's going to be a one-day event in Albany that we're trying to get into. And then in August, we have AnchorCon 2023, which we are super excited for. We have been so happy to be a part of AnchorCon's, since the first AnchorCon, we have been absolutely ecstatic to be a part of AnchorCon. Then in September, we have Flower City 2023. And then this is the big one. This is the one that we've been really good with and really hoping to get into. Hopefully in November, we're going to be a part of Rhode Island Comic-Con. Now, for those of you guys who are big on the Comic-Con scene, know the Comic-Con scene, Rhode Island Comic-Con is huge. They bring a lot of A-list celebrities, a lot of A-list stars, and we are definitely trying to get in, and we have been trying to, we've been contacting them ever since their con this year closed, because we want to make sure that we are there in 2023 selling sabers at Rhode Island Comic-Con. And believe me, when we hit Rhode Island Comic-Con, you guys are not even going to believe the stuff we have. Obviously, we're going to have our exclusive, the Warp Shadow. but we're hopefully going to have some other stuff that's only from us. So we're hopefully going to have a couple of things. And then possibly, we don't know if we'll be able to do this one just because of how late in the year it is and how popular this one is. We're going to try to get into Steel City Comic-Con down in Pennsylvania. Steel City is a huge convention, you guys, and they are one of the biggest ones in the East Coast. So we want to get into that one as well. So that's just a little idea of what we're doing for conventions this year. So we're going to get right into reading 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. For those of you who don't know, this is one of my personal favorite things to do during the holidays. I started this doing this in 2012 while I was working at one of the resorts in Lake Placid, and I kept doing it. And this has only been, I think this is only like the third or fourth year that I haven't done it in that resort on Christmas Eve. So I was feeling kind of down. So I decided to go grab myself a copy. And we're going to do it right here, right now. Because, like I said, I felt kind of down about not being able to do this in the resort. Because it was a big thing for me. It was one of those huge things. But times change and I couldn't do it anymore, so this is what we're doing. So we're going to open up and start. Now this one has a couple of cool little things with it, like this little letter from Santa. So before we start, we're going to read the letter from Santa. Yeah, well, I guess it's a letter to Santa with little stickers, so kind of cute. But it has these little, so for parents, you know, if you bought this book, you would have had a little letter so your kid could write their note to Santa at night before they went to bed, which is really cute. I like that idea. Okay. So, 'twas the night before Christmas. Now, if you're me, you read every little bit of it. So, The Night Before Christmas was written by Clement C. Moore. This is a very old poem, and it's got a lot of Old English in it. So, normally we would have background accompaniment by Kyle, our guitar guy, but unfortunately he cannot be with us tonight. His internet is down, so here we go. So, 'twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. And I'm trying to hold this so that we can actually see the story and all the beautiful illustrations. The children were snuggled, all snug in their beds, with visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. Mamma in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the porch there arose such a clatter that I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, I tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of new-fallen snow gave luster of midday to objects below. When what should my wandering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in an instant it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers did fly, and His coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the house the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he held on his back. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his sack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. As you guys can tell, I've done this reading a few times, so I'm not really looking at what I'm reading. I'm kind of just going with what I have. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stub of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke, it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a bold little belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, and then turned with a jerk. And laying a finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night." It's all right. We'll do it again in a little bit. Hey, to each their own. You guys say I'm crazy, but you know what? This type of thing is kind of what we do. We try to make everything special for every one of our clients. You can ask Melissa. This is one of those weeks where it's hard to get anyone to answer. This is one of the weeks where this is a crazy time, and it's really hard to get people to respond. We respond to everybody, even if it's Christmas Eve. This has never been a day where I haven't responded to everyone. And I gotta say, this is definitely one of those things. You guys are what make us who we are. We are a good company because you guys really support us. So because we have people who may not be in with their families at the moment, or may not be able to experience Christmas because of distance or anything like that with the people that they care about, we do stuff like this. And I love doing it for everybody. Christmas to me is important, and that's why we're trying to bring a little togetherness and a little family tradition to everyone. We can't blow people off. It's not in our nature. Ashley won't allow any of that. I won't allow any of that. And if we had blown someone off, exactly. I mean, you guys, we feel for you, and this kind of gives you, a little bit of Christmas tradition from us. If you guys weren't able to watch a little bit of before, I used to read this book at a huge resort as a very noticeable character every year. That character next year will be appearing on this instead of me. Exact comfort and joy. That is exactly what it is. Bring a little bit of our Christmas tradition to everybody is absolutely what this is about. If you guys have the ability to and you have power, we have an amazing hot cocoa recipe at the beginning of the live stream that will definitely bring you comfort and joy. It'll also bring you a lot of warm feelings from drinking extremely large amounts of chocolate. So, like I was saying, guys, this is the time of year where we're more about giving back to our supporters. So we're going to be starting the Christmas sale this year, and that is really important to us. Is that we have, you guys know, we do have a Christmas sale coming up. It's coming up tomorrow in about 3 hours and 25 minutes. We're going to have it kicking off. All of our sabers, except for the Youngling collection, for the Youngling mystery boxes, are going to be 25% off. And that will run from tonight at midnight till the 27th at midnight. Or technically the 26th at midnight. So all the December 25th, December 26th, all of our sabers are going to be 25% off. Now, the biggest part of all of this is we're inviting everybody to join us next week at the same time. We're going to be doing a marathon live stream. We are going to be ringing in the new. My fiance, unfortunately, has to work next Saturday on New Year's Eve, and we'll be out of the house. So I don't have anyone to ring in the new year with. So rather than being alone on the new year, I'm going to ring the new year in with all of you guys. Everyone is welcome to join us on the live stream and come and celebrate New Year's Eve. We might even be able to get a couple special guests on the live stream next year, because obviously we want you guys to celebrate with us. So I'm going to be reaching out to a few people who might not be going out to a local party or something for New Year's Eve and might want to come up on the live stream and hang out with us on New Year's Eve. Probably going to have my buddy Kyle come out, and we're going to be reminiscing about our favorite memories for 2022 and teasing a couple of things that are coming in 2023. Especially considering the fact that 2023 is going to be a year where we're hopefully going to have our second exclusive produced and brought to you guys, which is going to either be an exclusive for our Kenobi Arena saber, or this is a big or. We're looking at possibly doing a Bastila Shan saber from Knights of the Old Republic. Anyone who knows me, I'm pretty big on doing the Old Republic and the classics mixed together. I love the classics. I love the Old Republic. So we're going to give you guys a little teaser onto what our next exclusive might look like. So I am going to grab the image it and pull it into the live stream. Okay. So okay, so we got that. So I've got a couple of images that I'm going to show you guys here once I get the actual image to pull up. Okay. Let me just get back here. Okay. Okay, so it's not giving me a lot of options to show you what this is, so I'm going to see if I can get the setup to show. Let me show you. So I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, we can see right there, there's my screen. So this is the Bastila Shan saber. It is fairly good representation of the Bastila Shan. That's actually an image from Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Don't know that we can really do that, but anyway, let me share the screen again because we've got a couple of pieces that we can show you guys. So where is it? So this is the other saber that we're most likely going to come out with. So the Bastila one that's a kind of a representation of the saber. Sorry guys, just my AVG. So this is the Arena Kenobi that we've been working on. As you guys can see, there's significant differences and everything that have happened. We've really been trying to get this one done, which I'm proud to say is 99.9% done. We've submitted this one, and this one is almost ready to be produced, which we are absolutely thrilled with because well, kind of, sort of, we're taking this in a new direction as far as what we want to represent. So when we do sabers like this, we tend to go and grab the closest image to what the saber is on the replica. So, Katrina, let me go grab our exclusive because it is sitting right over here. So I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So, when we do design work and everything, we try to bring exactly what we see on screen and on images from across the internet, and we try to create a cohesive representation of them. So the representation we got for this one, this is the warp shadow, and as you guys can see, this was one of our answers to the customization. We wanted to do something that was reminiscent of the amount of customization that is possible with something like the flagship, but we didn't want to have the shrouding and all that stuff the way that one does. So we decided to go with having a lot of customizable space on the back side, the front side still being the Quinlan Voss. As far as handling this one and holding it, I mean, this is, a good, you can use it one-handed, you can use it two-handed. It is a very sizable saber, to say the least. We just got our part of our order delivered, which is great because tomorrow we can pick it up. So we will be out of our physical shop tomorrow night, and be back Monday in the mid-morning, early afternoon, to the physical shop. The balance point is actually pretty much the dead center of the saber. So the balance point's not bad. When you have a blade, the balance point is about here. So you have the ideal balance point for the top part of the saber. And the idea was to counterbalance the blade by having the saber be slightly back heavy. So when you actually have a blade in, the balance point comes out to about 1.5 inches above the top of the saber. I've had the opportunity, and unfortunately, I can tell you right now, upstate New York is not the best place to be outside right now. It is 11 degrees where we are. It is negative 17 with wind chill. So being outside swinging this around in the middle of winter is probably not going to happen tonight. Because if it was, I would be totally doing it. But we are super excited to be bringing these to you. The button, so side of the profile, as you guys can see, it has the we decided instead of making this a switch that we're going to make this just a set thumb screw, because number one, we've always found that these are a little bit harder to switches like this are usually slightly difficult to get out if you have to actually do anything with the saber. So the switch itself is slightly recessed into the saber. And if you look at it from the side profile, there's no switch visible. So it's not going to get in your way when you're actually dueling with it. Power on. I am so glad he loves the Gladius. Wait, did I send you the Gladius or the Centurion? I don't remember. It's been a little bit. I honestly don't remember if I sent you the Gladius or the Centurion. Yeah, it is brutal up here right now. We are in a freeze warm. Last night this has been a weird couple of days. So yesterday it was 48 degrees during the day. It was raining. Snow melted. The road was awful. And then it froze. So it was awful, and then it got worse. So having the recessed switch doesn't affect it at all. It actually makes this a little bit better to work with because
the master,
unlike a lot of the sabers where the switch crests above, it can be a little easy to hit the switch. At least with this one, the sizing on the blades, I don't think I have a 1-inch. It's going to hit the thumb screw before it ever hits the switch. So that's always a great thing. And because of that, we are in a really good position. Also, we designed these with the special double-sided pommel. Now, let me tell you, double-sided, this thing is balanced perfectly with the perfect balance point being in the center. There's also the fact that there's this light lip here. So if you want to do neck rolls and stuff, this has the perfect balance point to actually catch perfectly to do a neck roll. So I can't wait to grab a cup, the double sides and be able to do that stuff and really show you guys some of the cool stuff you can do with this. Well, the other reason is also because I was a martial artist. I really liked the bow staff, and I got really good with it, and I want to be able to show off. So there's that. All right. Yeah, it's getting late. Santa's about ready to come down the chimney. So we're going to do the reading one more time for those of you guys who weren't able to see it the first time. Like I said, normally next year, hopefully we'll have some musical accompaniment by our buddy Kyle, who is, where's the phone? Unfortunately, without internet tonight. Which kind of stinks, but, it is what it is. He's without internet. We couldn't get him to come on to do music, which we really want him to do because he's an amazing guitarist. If you guys want to see stuff, he's on TikTok, FrumpyMan13. Really good guitarist, and, we would bring him on to do some musical accompaniment with us while we read, but we're going to go ahead and get back, do another reading, just so that you guys have, the people who missed out the first time can actually see the whole reading. So, 'twas the night before Christmas, or the night before Christmas, depending on what book you're reading, because the name is one or the other, by Clement Seymour, sorry. All right. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. Answer your question, Katrina. Bow staffs in traditional Japanese martial arts are longer than the Jo staffs. So the Jo staffs are about 3.5 to 4 inches long, 4 feet long. Bow staffs, typical are 6 foot. I prefer a little bit longer at 7. So our saber is going to come out about the 7 foot length. It's going to come out even longer if you're using 36 inch, but as I continue. The children were nestled, all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mamma in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled in for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and tore out the sash. The moon on the breast of new-fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When what should my wandering eyes did appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in an instant it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they met with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the house top the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And in a twinkle I heard, and then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came in a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes how they twinkled, his dimples how merry, and his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He said not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, and then turned with a jerk. And laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. And I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," or "The Night Before Christmas," depending on what version of the book you're reading. The only difference is the title. The words are exactly the same. I want to thank everybody here for watching and enjoying this lovely little Christmas tradition with us. We hope you guys all have an amazing night. If you have little ones watching, y'all need to get to bed because Santa's coming. According to NORAD, he should be just about touching down on the East Coast. You're welcome, Katrina. So, just as a little treat, I'm actually going to do something that I haven't done in many years. And we are going to check on the flight. yeah, I'm gonna say yeah, definitely. But we're gonna check on the flight that's happening right now, and we are locating it. He was last seen in Alert Nuon. I can't even pronounce the names. Alert Nuon Vote Canada. We are currently, according to NORAD, tracking gifts delivered. He's at 4,904,000,000 and climbing. So, if you, and I will actually share the screen and show you guys exactly where I'm seeing this. So we are going to pull up the Santa tracker with NORAD, and you guys are going to see the Santa going to see in the screen right here exactly what I'm seeing, the official NORAD screen. He's arriving in Clyde River, Canada in about 18 seconds. And over here on the right-hand side, you can see the number of gifts delivered. We unfortunately don't have a visual. Let's see Santa's 2D route map so far. So these are all the places that he has already been. He's going to be right up here. So as you guys can see, he's starting on the east coast of the US very soon. So if you have little ones, Russell, how you doing, buddy? So if you guys have little ones, make sure you get them to bed pretty soon because it looks like from the NORAD Santa tracker, he's on his way. He's on his way. Oh yeah. And one of our clients Melissa just sent us a great video, a great show, a great photo. Awesome. Russell's doing good. Okay, thank you guys. We got Santa moving. It looks like, where is he? It's hard to really tell. Let's just zoom in here. He's in Canada. I can tell you that from looking, but it's hard to really tell where. He's in Clyde River, which means he's right at the very northernmost part of Canada right now, from what I can tell, which is awesome because he's going to be touching down on the East Coast very soon. It is now 9 p.m. on the East Coast, so he'll be touching down here very shortly. And I gotta say, we have had some really great times this year. And I just want to thank you guys again for the amazing time. If we don't see any of you at conventions because we live too far away from each other, we hope we do get to meet you all at some point because we really do focus a lot on conventions, more than I think a lot of the other vendors that we know do, because we found that conventions are really a great way to connect with people and to show you guys exactly how customer service based we really are. The other thing is that next year is the 40th anniversary. Is it the 40th or the 30th? 10, 20, 30th anniversary of the Return of the Jedi. So starting January 1st, we're going to have some really cool specials happening throughout the year. That's going to be really, really awesome. Starting on New Year's Eve, we are doing our first live stream monthly giveaway. So every month, we're going to be doing a giveaway for one of our sabers. This month, and we wanted to start off on a real big step and a real big note. We're giving away. So, Katrina, the way that you sign up for it is you have to have made a purchase in either the. So, the way that you sign up for one of our sabers is in the month of December, or we've actually backdated it to the Thanksgiving specialty weekend. You have to purchase anything from our shop. It could be a part, could be a saber, it could be really anything. And we're going to be doing this every month. So every month is going to be a new entry into it. So if you want to buy one of our armory sabers and add to it, you want to buy a mystery box, really any of our sabers that you could possibly want to buy and add to it, we're going to be giving away a really amazing one at the end of every month now. So this month we're giving away the Revan in Xenopixel. So what does that mean? Okay, the Revan is literally the namesake saber for our shop. Our Starforged sabers, we got the name from the Knights of the Old Republic. Revan was the original master of the Starforge. Which is why we're starting our giveaways with this one. So what do you get when you get a Xenopixel saber? So you get the full pixel blade, which is awesome. Hi, buddy. So you get the full pixel blade, which is great. Tonight we're going to add this bad boy onto the website as well, which is the Western New York Merc. When you order a full pixel blade, you get the full pixel blade, you get the full Xenopixel board with for this one, you're getting 55 sound fonts, which is our convention style special. What happens with a convention special 55 sound fonts is you get our exclusive plus our special font package that we usually only bring out as an included feature with any sabers at our conventions. We're giving this away special because it is a holiday saber giveaway. It's technically Christmas. It will be for December 31st, but we're still giving it away. So really any saber you purchase on the website, any purchase at all on the website enters you in a chance to win. I think as of right now, we have maybe 15 people entered so far for the month. It can always go up between the now and the end of this week. We're going to have flash sales all week. So if you order by 7 p.m. December 31st, you're entered to win. If you ordered by 7 p.m. on December 31st, because we don't judge anyone's, we aren't going to enter you guys by how many sabers you have in your possession. If you ordered a saber with us, you're going to be entered to win for December's giveaway. Next month, it's going to be a completely different saber, and we're going to be giving away a different saber every month. It might be Baselit, it might be Xeno, it might be Profi, because we're going to start bringing Profi sabers into the mix, and I'm going to start really learning how to program it, because as of right now, I'm not 100% on Profi programming, but I'm going to be getting there and improving. I'm going to be working with people who are going to help me understand it, help me get everything underway, and hopefully get Profi Sabers down before our first convention of the year next year. And we're going to be looking at bringing in some Profi Sabers and bringing in some Profi cores, which, if you guys know Profi, it is the best core to work with. It is the most customizable out of any core. So we're going to be hopefully learning some Profi work and everything and learning coding for that in the next few months. The other thing some of you guys may not know is we, on top of doing this, on top of working a day job, I also do a lot of work with a local movie studio called Elijah Winfrey Studios. So they have a podcast called On the Hunt. We do sponsor that podcast in some episodes. But if you go onto our website and use the code On the Hunt, you get a 10% off any order when we're not in a sale. So that will be that could be really good for you guys to get your sabers and get some good price sabers. Russell, if strange questions, Katrina, are most absolutely welcome. You can go ahead and message us directly on our Facebook page or on the website. Yeah. Yeah. Deadpool's right. You can go ahead and just ask away. Yeah, I'm going to agree with him. Nothing is ever really too strange on here. And Russell, this might interest you as well. Starting tonight at midnight and going through till midnight on the 26th, we are offering 25% off on all sabers except for obviously the Eco Sabers, the Eco Mystery Box, which is the Younglings. Those off that will be available until midnight on Monday night. We will be back in. We are actually going to be out of the physical shop starting tomorrow night. Melissa, you have a great night. I hope to God you are absolutely enjoying them. Stay warm down there in Texas. May the force be with you. And I want you guys to have a great holiday. I'm absolutely ecstatic that you got our sabers for your Christmas holiday gifts. So thank you so much for the photo you sent of your son. Make sure you share that on the Starforge Sabers community page. Russell, thank you for joining us tonight. You have a great night as well. Merry Christmas to you, buddy. And the Merc, you're turning 50 on the 29th. Well, then, man, we're going to have a special flash sale just for you. PM the page. Okay. Let me just check here. Yep, I've got your PM right here. The Ranger and Gunmetal. Let me take a look here. Honestly, I don't recall. So let me take a look at our stock because I do all the names and most of them. I do most of the names and everything, and most of the I think I might actually have a couple of them. I have to look, but I think I might have a couple of them, Katrina. if you give me until maybe, oh gosh, 7 or 8 o'clock tonight, I can see if I can find one. Drilling and tapping, what we'll do for that is I will take it to my shop in Lake Placid, and I have my tap and die, my drill set there. What I'll do is I think this one might already have a 4mm hole in it, but I'll take a look, and if it does, if it doesn't, I'll drill and tap a couple of holes for you, because I do have a milling machine in my hometown. I'll be doing it really quickly because it's probably going to be very cold. It's outside where I have it stored, but it's already set up to do a tap, to drill it and tap it. So I think I know where my tapping stuff is. Sounds good. I will get everything, try to find everything and get it all taken care of then. Yeah, this is one of the reasons why we tend to do a lot of our customizing over the summer months. And one of my co-pilots is probably shut into the one of the other rooms because, yeah, they tend to get in where they're not supposed to be. We normally will do all of our customizing over the summer months, but I'm pretty sure I have a gunmetal Ranger handle. I just have to go hunt for it, but I'm pretty sure we do have one of them. I will let you know after the weekend if I was able to find one, and it might already have a 4mm, a 4M retention, a 4M hole in it, which is really great. Yeah. Well, kind of hard when I'm the one who tends to do that particular role. Tends to fill that particular role, Christina. Oh, you too? Let me see if I have the memory on, or the image on on Facebook, because I think it was shared by someone. Where is it? Which I think it was shared as a memory by one of my family members a while back. That's not it. See all photos. Photos. There it is. Okay, so well, what I'm about to show you guys is something I haven't shown in a long time. It's been a long time. So this was a certain someone on Christmas Eve about, I want to say, 4 years ago. And then I think we have another one here. Let me pull up the other one. I have been portraying that particular character for many years. There it is. Yes, I do. Now, you want all out? Wait, you see this one. So this one was in a 5-star 4-diamond resort at their official tree lighting. And yes, I did try to go all out. I have the full costume, the full boots. And this, I gotta say, there were a couple of years where it was extremely unseasonably warm. And we're talking 80, 90 degrees in the middle of when 80, 90 degrees inside. And the place that I was doing this at, I'm not going to name the place I was doing this at because I signed an agreement with them and it was a contract. So I can't tell you where it was, but I can tell you that they had a roaring fire at 63 degrees on Christmas Eve. This was a very odd Christmas Eve. It was like mid 40s, lower 50s, and that suit is pure velvet. So that suit being pure velvet is absolutely it's scorching hot. And they had a roaring fire at 63 degrees. Lower upper 50s, maybe 51, maybe 56, 57 degrees. Roaring fire. Me in beautiful red velvet and about 5 feet away from it. Love doing Christmas for them. There's a whole generation of kids that were at that hotel that I was their only Santa, and the families loved coming and visiting me. I saw that, man. That's an awesome photo. The families loved coming and visiting and getting their photos taken with me. I absolutely loved it. If I could do it all over again, I would totally be doing it because uh, there's nothing like playing that character. And that character alone is one of the coolest characters I could have ever played. I know at conventions I play Darth Malachus, and this year I'm going to be a new character called Matt Foley, the lightsaber sales specialist. That one's going to be fun. You guys are going to have a ball with him. But the best character that I have ever portrayed in or out of a convention is definitely Santa. You get such a joy out of doing it. And prior to meeting my fiance, prior to having so many wonderful people in my life, I wasn't very social. I didn't go out often. I didn't have a lot of friends. I didn't have a lot of people actively in my life. I knew this, but being Santa, you walk into a place and you're universally loved by literally everybody. No, there's not a person alive that hates this character. So being able to play him and not having that kind of connection with a lot of people, it made me feel really good about the holidays. It made me feel really connected to a lot of the holidays and the people who I was playing the character for. And it made me feel really good inside to be able to bring that to so many people's lives. And that was because that was before I started doing this stuff. Hey, buddy. Being able to portray him was a real honor, and I mean, I hope that someday I'm able to do it again. It was really, and if the shop ever gets to the point where I can go away from working full time in my job now and can start really doing stuff that I want to do, that's definitely going to be something that comes up again and that I want to do again, is portraying him again on either at hotels for events or in some way, because it really is a unique experience, and it's not something that you really can describe. It's yeah, we dress as characters for a lot of our cosplay costumes and things like that, Cosmic Cons and things like that. We dress as characters. I mean, I have 2 or 3 that I go as, depending on the event. I have, I mix and match a couple of them, or I'll do one day and one the next. Well, this particular character, usually your attitude affects this character, that affects the character you're portraying at a convention. Like, usually how you act normally influences this character at a convention and how you portray them. This is a character where you're influenced by how they are portrayed. And that's really what was super important to me, was getting this character just right. I would study all the history of him. I'd study the books about him, the real life history, and the movies and specials that were made for this character. And I'm not naming him because if there are younglings watching, I don't want to spoil anything. But I would always study everything, and I'd gear up to play him, and it was really you have to put yourself in the right mindset to play him. It's not like dressing up as a character at a Comic-Con. You have to put yourself in a mindset of other people and being important and really portraying yourself as portraying the character right. Exactly. You, in most cases, because I actually have started doing acting, I would say that actors influence the characters they're a part of, and influence the characters they're portraying. This is the one and only case where you actually where the character is supposed to influence you. You're not talking about a character that has multiple different portrayals throughout a literary work. Let's take, I don't know, Wolverine from X-Men. Wolverine from X-Men has been written so many different ways you can portray them, literally in the most vaguest sense, and still be in character. The Saint Nicholas is one of those characters where it's only ever been portrayed one way. You cannot portray this character any other way and still get the character right. So in my preparations, I would study the various movies about him. I think I probably watched the Tim Allen movies, like basically machine gunning the marathon of all those movies, plus all the animated films about him and his life and adventures of Santa Claus, both versions, the stop motion claymate version and the cell shaded version, all in a single day. I do it on my whole day off. I work after a while, I was working in the bank, so I would basically spend a whole Saturday watching all that stuff. And, it is a case of where you have to gear yourself up to play in. You have to really, gear yourself up, and you have to put yourself in the right mindset. And I miss that, and Western New York Deadpool is right. When it comes right down to it, that used to be one of the best, absolute best characters of my show, and I absolutely loved it. Anyway, guys, it is 9:30 here. My fiance will be home in a little bit, and I want to get some sleep. I'm gonna set the sale to kick off exactly at midnight tonight. I'm gonna get some photos of the Western New York Merc and throw them up on the website. Remember, if you purchased from us at all in the month of December or in the month of November for our Thanksgiving sale, our Black Friday sale, or Cyber Monday sale, you're entered for a chance to win Xenopixel Revan. If we will be doing the drawing live next Saturday night in our countdown to New Year. So what that means is that we are going to be counting down to the new year. Obviously, we are going to be up and doing the New Year countdown next weekend, and you're going to be I'd say watching the ball drop, but at the same time, that's not what Star Wars fans do on New Year's Eve. We do a lot more. We watch the Death Star explode. So I'm going to be trying to time it just right to watch the Death Star explode on my TV here in Chateauguay, and hoping I get it just perfect. And I want you guys all to join me, and hopefully next weekend we'll be able to get Kyle online, and we will do a live countdown of our ball drop, a live countdown into the new year. And once that happens, because it's going to be live stream night next Saturday, we're going to be doing the drawing for the Revan Xenopixel for anyone who's purchased with us, and we are going to be giving that away. So, guys, super big thank you for joining us tonight. Okay. Yeah, super big thank you for joining us tonight and hanging out with me while sadly I am alone with my co-pilots here on Christmas Eve. Yo, Mike, what's up, buddy? No, you're not distracting. I will definitely be working on that for you, Katrina. Yeah, Katrina, sorry. It's been a real weird night. So like I said, we're going to be giving away next Saturday night. We're going to be doing our Lightspeed into the new year event. We're going to be live streaming for a while. We've got 50 hours worth of live streaming each month that we can do. Merry Christmas, brother. I wear this for pretty much Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Actually, I have another one from Kohl's that I wear on Christmas Day. It's really a nice sweater. I wore that today because the co-pilot's got some cat food on this one, so I had to throw it in the washing machine and get cleaned. So we're going to be doing a live stream next Saturday. If you've bought any sabers from us or anything at all, sabers, parts, whatever, we are going to be doing a live stream giveaway of our Xenopixel Revan Saber. So the only qualification to enter is that you make a purchase on the website in the month of December. You could buy something next Saturday morning or next Saturday during the live stream. You don't see yours on the website because I haven't got the photos of it yet, and I believe I've got to add a piece to that one. I do. I've got to add an extension piece for it, but we're going to be adding that to the website very shortly. Oh yeah, my fiance's 3 cats. They are now officially co-pilots. So we now actually have a flight squad of co-pilots. We now officially have a flight squadron of co-pilots at Starforge Sabers, which is absolutely fantastic. I love our little co-pilots. They tend to scatter when I do live streams because of the how animated I get, and also there's a ton of lightsaber stuff going on, so they tend to kind of go hide and do kitty stuff in the other rooms. What are their call signs? Well, her cats are Meow, Binks, and Kiara. Haven't really come up with call signs for them yet. My cats are Ahsoka and Chewie. So Chewie is obviously the main co-pilot. He's the co-pilot of the Aluminum Falcon, which was our first vehicle that we used to get around to conventions. It was a kind of an aluminum van. It was an aluminum colored van. Ahsoka is co-pilot to Red 5, which is my personal Jeep. Kiara is my fiance's oldest cat. I was going to say, is probably co-pilot to my fiance's car, which we haven't actually named. And then her cats, Binks and Meow, are the co-pilot and the the nav control for our newest fleet vehicle, which is called Spaceball 1. Yeah, we ran out of Star Wars vehicles, so we decided to call the van Spaceball 1. And when we go to register plates and stuff next year, I'm very seriously considering getting Spaceball 1 as the vanity plates. She knows she's marrying a nerd. She knows this and is still willing to go through with the wedding, so I'm happy with that. But anyway, guys, the Schwartz, yes, the Schwartz. We've got a lot of designs and stuff coming up, hopefully next year. Most of which come from my fiance's sarcasm. I'm not gonna tell you which designs we have possibly coming up, but we have we have a couple of I'm not gonna tell you what design I'm working on. I'm gonna give you 2 words, and you guys are probably gonna figure it out. Snoochie Boochies. Anyone who's around my age and is a Comic-Con fan should know those words. And we are working on that specific one. Yep. So we are working on a saber from the movie Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Now this, as I said before, this comes with... My fiance is very sarcastic when we are working on stuff like this, and I treat her sarcasm... No, we are not making that one. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back had a scene with our favorite Jedi at the very end. Yep, it had Mark Hamill. We definitely are going to try to get it. Yup, the blunt saber. Well, technically it's the bong saber, but it was underneath it, the blunt saber. We're going to be working on that and hopefully getting that into fruition. Well, it's not going to be used for... We're going to see if we can get it with the bubble idol. I'm going to be very honest with you. It's only going to be usable as a lightsaber. If you want to buy one that's empty and modify it, you guys are more than welcome to. I will not fault you on that. But we will only be making it as a lightsaber. Okay, we've already got a design in the works. I've got one of our designers, my buddy Kyle, is already working on a design for it. We've been going back and forth on the design for a while, and we want to bring that. It's not going to be an exact replica of the movie, but it's going to be an homage. So it's going to be slightly different, but still pretty cool. We're going to be hopefully getting the saber we're going to be hopefully having this ready to go before the end of 2023. This one's taking a little bit of time because we want it to be perfect. Unfortunately, with a thing like this, there's not a lot of images of the actual prop that they used online. So we're going from stills from the movie. And I don't know if you guys know this, but if you pause a movie and are trying to zoom in on a specific part, it can pixelate pretty easily. So we're hopefully going to be having something like that coming around soon. Anyway, guys, it's almost 10 o'clock here on the East Coast. I want to thank you guys all for coming onto the live stream. I'm going to be getting some stuff done right now and probably getting to bed very shortly because... Yeah, we are trying to get to unique. Being unique is kind of our thing. We want to make sure that we're providing the best and most unique experience. We want to separate ourselves out. Awesome. Thank you very much. We want to separate ourselves out from our competition. And by doing that, by doing stuff like this, it's going to give us a much better edge up against our competition. So that's always really important to us. But what we're going to do right now is we are going to get some. I'm going to go find the extender piece on this, get this taken care of, and hopefully we'll see you guys in a little bit. Hopefully we see you guys all next week for the end of the year live stream and the countdown to New Year. Yep, Jay had the double, Kevin had the single. We're going to try to do the single Kevin had because the one that Jay had was really basic and we can already kind of recreate that as it is. So we're going to go for the single. But anyway, guys, it's been really great to have you hanging out with us here for a little bit. I really got to say, you guys surprised me with how many of you guys were coming out to see everything. So have a good night. And Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. I'll see you guys next week.